This morning I'm actually on the run. There's some more nastiness coming, and it's very nasty, and I'm a tad worried about this one.
On this trip I've got the added safety of a thing called Predict Wind, which gives me onboard satellite communication for weather. It's a very, very limited internet, but it'll give you this. And it's enough to tell me that I'm in trouble, whereas normally the winds should be going north, they're coming south, directly south. You can see the little marker on the right hand side there where my finger was. That's me, and this is me looking a bit upset because it just seemed to be getting worse and worse. So to make myself feel better, cooked up some bacon. Got to keep my strength up while I'm at sea.
Run, Shetty! Run for your life! There's a big storm coming to kill us! And it's that way! We need to go that way now! It's over there. It's massive, and it's coming this way. It must be massive because on the weather thing it's painted red, which usually means death and destruction. But the sea is sort of leveled out a bit more, bouncing, but we've got some speed now. The wind has come up. Before there was no wind this morning, we just weren't moving, but now it's good.
When the boat bounces, the wind turbine tends to do a stupid dance and spin round. I decided to lock her off this time using a boat hook. Worked pretty good. At least it kept her facing into the wind and generated much needed electricity.
The end of another day. Looks like it's going to be a blowy night again though, so it won't be much sleep for me. Tomorrow's promised good. We'll see. It's kind of nice behind this, but I want to look out there and show you. See, that's a squall. I just had one of those not long ago, and it was like a tropical one. There was actually a lot of wind underneath it, and that doesn't look very nice, and it's coming down on us. The sea is still super bouncy. You can see there we're bouncing, and occasionally we'll get a big one on the side which will put the boat right over. It was a mess down there this morning. Cleaned it up a little bit, but things will just have to stay where they are. But the problem still remains the same. I'm heading east, there's that squall, and we actually need to be up that way. That's north and Fiji, but I can't get up there because the wind is coming down directly on us from there. So we're off on this tangent at the moment, which is not taking us anywhere except into that squall. And there you go, the joys of living on a boat. Here I am down in the bilge with the old grey water tank that decided to explode and issue forth its contents upon the bilges. Meanwhile, it's a bit rough outside. I feel a bit sick, and I'm up to my ankles in poo. Not poo, but dirty stuff anyway. Finally managed to stop Turby after a turbulent few days. That thing's been spinning like hell. I have a safety rope on the back which has come off, so I've got to fix that. That means I've got to climb up this thing, and this is as calm as it's going to be.
Now, some may laugh seeing me with all the safety gear on climbing up this little bit of the boat here, but remember, if I fall off, I'm a dead man. There's no way you can swim faster than a boat to catch up again.
Brought the camera up here because it's an interesting view. She's not moving too badly at the moment. This is the rubbish knot that I've just done. I put a tie grip on it to stop it coming undone again. And I hooked the back of the unit with this. And that stops it dead. Whoop, hanging on with both hands. It's quite high up here, and I've got the safety line on, but nevertheless, don't want to fall off. Might check these screws. Well, not might. I am going to check these now, because don't know if you remember from a couple of years ago, the damn thing fell down on me. So far, so good with that though. The weather's been giving this some grief. My God, it's been spinning non-stop for quite a while now. Taking a rest. But it's keeping the boat full of electricity. Should really put more sail up, but I think I'll do that in a minute. But there are signs of squalls over there coming my way. Whoops, hanging on for this. Whoops, dear. And there's a place called Raoul Island, which is a tiny island. I'm not actually sure who owns it, but we're expecting a lot of wind tomorrow, so I'm heading for there. Maybe I can anchor behind it or something, I don't know yet. Best I get down. Day 11, and we've had some pretty shocking weather. The last few days has been fairly good, but slow, and restful. So I've kind of had a little sailing holiday almost over the last few days. But now it's picking up again, and there's yet another front coming through with 30 knot winds right on the nose. So that's the one thing of having this predict wind thing, the satellite feed for the weather, is you can see the stuff coming. So I just spend my time worrying. Before I just sailed on oblivious and whatever came, it came. But now I know it's coming. And I know it's going to be horrible. So I'm spending most of my time worrying about what's going to happen next, which is not good. Got the winter woolies. It's a hot sun. We're over 30 degrees north now, or south. We're in the southern hemisphere, but 30 degrees going north, which means we're technically kind of back in the tropics, but it's still a bit cold. Off to my right is an island called Raoul Island, which I did think of taking refuge behind. I can call them up. I don't actually know who owns it, if it's New Zealand territory or what, I don't know. And I thought, well, there was a cove there, I thought, well, I could get in there. and shelter from this oncoming nastiness. But I'm downwind from them. It'd be an all-day slog to get there. There's an interesting story about Raoul Island. Originally it was called Sunday Island, and it's featured in a book called South Sea Vagabonds by a guy called Johnny Ray. You may remember a few videos ago we explored a ship that he took bits off, the Rewa, what was left of it. And the Johnny Ray story continues when he built his own boat and sailed it on this exact course that we're on now. And there were some guys that were living on Raoul Island, which was Sunday Island. I think there were just 3 guys living on there. This was back in the 30s. There were a lot less people on the planet in those days. So there were 3 people, and he used to take them he took them some supplies, and they had oranges or something, and he was trying to get oranges from that island and take them back to New Zealand, but they ate them all on the way back. So there's quite a lot of adventures. This is in the 1930s. So the early years of cruising. Fascinating story. I was going to shake out the reef in the main, and I'm glad I didn't. That wind's picked up, and that storm, well, it's not quite a storm, but it's a 30 knot wind due coming up this evening, but it's bouncy already. It was flat calm last night. In fact, I kind of just stopped the boat and just chilled. But today's going to be different, and tomorrow's going to be scary again. I'm getting sick of this. I'm actually getting sick of this now. This will be the 3rd bad weather situation we've had on this trip, and I'm not even halfway yet. I should be there by now almost. I should be there in about 5 days time. That's not going to happen. No way. So windy, it's blown part of my beard off. There was animals in there, I had to cut it back a little bit. You get bored on long trips like this sometimes. So I was wondering whether to do the hair, but that's a bit too much. I'll let a professional tackle that one. Getting a bit sporty now, so I changed the dodger from one side to the other, because this is the windward side now, on the starboard side. Sometimes you get things wrong. I'm in a bit of pain at the moment. They're still attached. I got my fingers caught in the wind turbine. A stupid mistake. I was trying to practice at stopping the thing by using a boat hook to catch the back lanyard I got on it to turn out of the wind, because we've been having a few squalls come through, and they are like the tropical ones, because technically we're kind of back in the tropics almost. And when you get the clouds and stuff, there's a lot of wind underneath him. He's going crazy up there. So I got it wrong. I thought I'd stop the blades, and I put my hand up to capture one of them, to put it in a little strap that I have to hold it, and it hit my fingers, and I tell you what, I wailed like a child. That was very painful, but nothing's broken. It's sore and the skin's still all intact, so we're all right. But it was a silly thing to have done. Anyway, I've got the boat hook still attached to the lanyard, and it actually works. I turned it slightly side onto the wind, and I strapped the whole thing off, and that slows it down enough to do what I wanted to do, because she's shaking herself to bits up there. The squall's gone now, but so I'm just playing around with, because the weather's gonna be really bad as of later today and through the night, and I wanted to get control of that when it gets silly, to be able to stop the thing over speeding. There should be a brake system on it, electric brake system, to stop it when it gets too fast, and when the batteries are full. But for some reason it's not working, probably because I think the batteries are no good anymore. But luckily for Windy up there, we're all turvy. keeping us full of electricity. With broken fingers nearly. Yes, very silly. Silly me. I have this horrible feeling of dread. I'm just waiting for something to break on the boat. We just had another big gust come through. It's hard to tell what it is. It's forecast at 30 knots regular, so it could be gusting up towards the 40. It's hard to tell, but it's certainly an awful lot. It's whipping the tops off the waves when it really gusts. I've got braking rollers coming across. They're coming across over the boat sometimes, so over here and over the front regularly. Big whitey white one there. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. I've got this feeling of dread. I had this feeling of dread about this trip anyway. I had a feeling it was going to be a ball ache. And I'm concerned for my safety and concerned for the boat. So it's just come down then a little bit. This is the third, is it? We're not going towards Fiji. We're going west instead of north. We've only managed to actually do north on one day so far. We've been zigzagging up against the wind, and it's now day 12, I think. This doesn't bode well at all. It's unrelenting, and I've got the download for the forecast, and there's another front coming after this one. They're all highs. The weather pattern's completely changed since I left New Zealand. It's not doing what it should be doing. So there's no wind going north to Fiji, and if I can only put up with this for a certain amount of time. If there come a point where I'm gonna, I think New Zealand is too far to go back to. I'm gonna just continue west and see if New Caledonia or somewhere like that, or maybe Australia, but they're both a long way from here. So this ordeal is far from over. What would save it would be fair weather and winds going in the right direction for me. And it's this sea. I've calculated there are 5 meter swells today. Everything in the bathroom is all on the floor, in the heads here. The cupboards are bursting open, which I've never done before on this boat. Just from the violence, I've been hit on the starboard side. You can hear that, poor bugger. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Nothing. It's in the hands of the gods. I was just thinking to myself, on all the trips I've done, I can't remember having so many waves come over and into the cockpit as on this trip. One of them came over that side dodger and hit the boom. People underestimate the power of water. When you get a square meter of water, that weighs a ton. when that hits your boat at speed, that represents all kinds of nasty forces. And that's when you're happy you have a steel boat. When you're not happy you have a steel boat, it's when it goes so slow you get stuck in bad weather. Over there it looks better. I'm hoping that's the bit that it says where it comes down on the weather forecast. Don't know if it is or not, but it's certainly looking bleak over here. I'm very, very tired of this now. There's nothing I can do except stand here or get in my bunk. Down below is a mess. I can't even stand there. It doesn't show on the camera just how unsteady it is on this boat at the moment. This particular moment's not too bad, but please be over soon. Yeah, it got bad really, really badly. It got bad quickly. Had to turn the boat round, which is the quickest way to save things. Break it. Whoa. Now I'm going the wrong way. Not going to Fiji at all at the moment. I'm going to the South Pole. But I'm surfing a 13-ton boat down waves. Yes, sir. And we'll do this until I think it's safe to turn around again. Look at that bad boy coming up behind me. Look at him. Straight under the boat. Pops out the front. Yes. Taking the main down because I'm going too fast in the wrong direction and just I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. Not the surfing though, loving that.
If you've enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed already, please do. Press the notifications bell, that way I'll never miss an episode, like the next one, which will be part 2 of sailing to Fiji alone. Huge thank you to my wonderful patrons for their generous support. Thank you so much. If you want to be a patron, see my Patreon page. For real-time updates, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time.